Guys, I know it's been a while, but I wanted to go over some of the more well-renowned plants, and I wanted to show them to you on video that are associated with Santa Muerte practice. Now, let me just tell you in advance, okay? I know that some of her devotees are overseas. I know that some of her devotees are spread all over the world. The video I'm making right now does not mean that these are 100% the only herbs and plants that you can use on her altar or with her practice. No, you adapt to your region, okay? So if you don't have any of the herbs that are listed in this video, it's okay. You use what you have locally, okay? The great thing about her is she appreciates anything that you give her so long as it's from the heart. I say that constantly, and a lot of her devotees say that constantly too. They'll, say that you wouldn't figure, but she likes, like Kahlua, even though it's not tequila, or not a Mexican beer, or something like that. No, it doesn't always have to be just Mexican, or just from Mexico or from South America. No, you adapt to your region, okay? I just want to throw that out there so that there's no pressure, so that there's no misunderstanding that these are dead set the only ones that you can use. No, these are the ones that I use local to the region, and I'm right by Mexico, so I have the ability to attain them easily. Once again, you adapt to your region. And another thing is, she also loves it when you hand make things, or when you see something that reminds you of her and your all's close personal relationship. So don't by any means feel like, once again, you absolutely need these. These are just common practice for the area that I live in, okay? And which is the area that she was spawned in, but she's worldwide. So you use whatever's local to you, okay? So the first one we're going to talk about, which is probably going to be the most prevalent, is aloe. Aloe and its properties are very much about healing, okay? They're about the ability for this plant to not only heal you, but heal itself. I took off a little piece here, and all you really have to do if you're trying to use it in a work, or if you're trying to use it on yourself, it's good for healing burns. People will ingest the gel on the inside. Now, there's YouTube videos out there on how to do this. Don't follow my instructions, but there are people that will strip the outside and use the gel on the inside for digestive disorders, for burns on the skin. They'll use it in their hair to add moisture. They'll use it on their skin just for moisture. On your lips, if your lips are chapped. Just its main property is moisture, okay? So that's what it does. It stores a lot of moisture, and that's in turn what it gives. Another great thing about this plant is its ability to heal itself. What it does is it kind of creates, you can see here, it creates its own coagulant, kind of like the way we coagulate after getting a cut, the way our blood hardens and thickens and kind of creates a seal. Well, this plant does that too. So that's what's cool about it. Santa Muerte devotees, a lot of them will remove the plant and hang it from its roots next to the altar. I don't do that, me personally, because I want the plant to grow next to her altar. A lot of, like this plant in particular, it comes from a region that's usually very dry. So it doesn't need a whole lot of water. It doesn't need a whole lot of tending to. It just needs a whole lot of sunlight. If you are trying to grow this yourself, Google the kind of conditions that it needs to grow in, okay? So, like I said, no pressure, but this is going to be one of the top guys that's associated with her. Why? Because of the region she came out of. This is a very sought after plant because of its properties, okay? So there's aloe. Another one is rosemary. You can see mine is dying because we're having less sunlight, okay? So the rosemary, as you know, can be used in cooking. People use rosemary for cooking all the time. And Mine looks like crap right now because, like I said, there's a lack of sunlight right about now. We're in the winter season, so it's not getting all the sunlight that it wants. But rosemary is notoriously used for love work. It's used to bring love to you, bring a partner to you, bring flirtation, that sort of thing. But its alternate use is also for cleaning. You can use this herb for cleaning your body, cleaning your house, cleaning your space, cleaning the area around you. You just basically you strip it of its leaves, and they kind of look like little pine needles. You strip it of its leaves. You can grind them up, or just kind of shred them a little bit and put them in a spray bottle. And spiritually, it can be used to clean your area. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. Don't use it to directly clean your area. Anyway, yeah, and once again, for cooking. I've been saying in the videos, it's best if you find these live. It's best if you use them in your work live, because you still have the essence and the spirit of that plant that's very much alive, rather than it being dried or dead. If you can't find it, and if you're gung-ho on finding it, it's okay. You can get it at a grocery store. All else fails, you can't find it at the grocery store, Amazon, you can find a whole bevy of things on Amazon, and Amazon is pretty much available in every country. So that's another way to find it. So yeah, cleansing, love work. Those are the top two that people use rosemary for. Okay? I also want to note, you have a live plant growing in your yard, you have a live plant growing in your house, and you want to give it to her, you want to put it on her altar, or you want to use it in one of your candles, always ask permission from the spirit of the plant. Basic Shamanism 101. You always ask permission. You can give the plant water, you can give the plant food, whatever you want to give it, but what I do is I blow on it. Okay, because as we know, plants absorb carbon dioxide, which is what we exhale, and you're also blowing your essence onto it. You're feeding it, it's feeding you. It's a give and take relationship, okay? That's what I do, okay? There's no wrong way to do this, okay? This is all personal practice. You do it your own personal way, and everybody that says that you're doing it wrong, tell them they can shove it, okay? So, that's rosemary. The next big one is rue. Let me see if you can see the leaves. I'm using a forward-facing camera, so see if we can focus here. So most of you already know what rosemary smells like. It's almost kind of piney. Rue is going to be more, it's going to linger in your nostrils kind of like the way a mint smell does. Rue is used for a bevy of things as well. You'll see a lot of rue used in Santa Muerte works to repel. Rue cleans, basically. Rue is very pungent. It's a very pungent smell, but you can use little sprigs, just a little few, in your candles with workings with her to cleanse or to protect. That's what I use them for. There's a bevy of ways you can use it, but those are the top two. To clean. This is one of the top cleaning plants down here where I live. They always use rue for cleaning and for ridding negative influence and ridding toxicity, that sort of thing, spiritual toxicity. And I haven't heard of anybody that eats rue. Don't ingest it, but Google it first. But rue is a big one in her practices. So say hi, Rue. Say hi. There you go. Okay, so that's another one. We got another guy here. Let me see if, and you'll recognize this if you're good with cooking. Pardon me, basil. You'll recognize basil. You'll use basil in cooking. Okay, but this is what basil looks like when it's growing, and it's got these little tendrils up here, if that's what you want to call them. And yes, like I said, guys, it's winter time over here, so the plants are growing kind of slow. You'll see that one's already kind of dead. Well, it's not kind of dead, it's dead. But this is basil. Basil is more of a, it's like a eucalyptusy smell. If you don't know what basil smells like, it's kind of eucalyptusy smelling. The way it lingers in your nostrils is going to be minty in a sense, I guess. Fresh. It smells cool. It smells like a little bit, yeah, minty, I guess you could say. So we'll use these for cleaning. This is one of the top herbs that's used for cleaning. Cleaning the house, cleaning in a bath, cleaning yourself. Like I said, it's also used in cooking, but it's used for spiritual cleansing. You can use it in a bath. Don't clog your bathtub. You know, what you'll do is, of course, you'll ask for permission from the plant because it is alive, and you'll take it and you'll just kind of maybe crush it a little bit in your hand, or crush it with a mortar and pestle, and get it to kind of release its essence, its smell. And you can get these leaves, you can rub them on you, you know, so long as you're not allergic. Rub them on your face, rub them on your neck, your back, and all that before you get into your bath. Or you can put them in water. Once again, put a, you know, like a little bowl of water and kind of just bathe your hands in there and rub them all over you. Or you can put them literally in a bath. Just don't clog your bathtub, okay? And it freshens you, basically. It's like taking a bath in coolness. And that's what it does. It eliminates all the fiery, all of the dark, and all the negativity from your area, and once again, from your space. And when you're cleaning with it, you kind of go in an outward motion, like you're sweeping away. You sweep away from you, okay? So that's another one. This isn't a plant, but this is also very popular with her devotees. This is a resin. And what a resin is essentially tree sap, okay? This is Copal, however you want to word it. There's different types of Copal. This one is probably going to be the most common in my region, in my area. And it's just tree sap is what it is, in essence. And what people will do is they'll burn it. It's not a very pretty smell, but it's got a very distinct smell. I'm just going to say it doesn't smell pretty. It's kind of heavy, woodsy in a way, is what it smells like. So that way you know in advance before you start burning it what your house might smell like when you're burning this, okay? And these are relatively cheap. You can find a whole baggie. Like I found a whole baggie locally for $3. But it, like I said, if you don't have it in your region, you can order it off Amazon, eBay, Google it. Go online and Google it. I'm sure they might sell it to you. They'll sell worldwide, just depending on who you buy from. But that's one of the more common, I guess you could say, I don't know, you want to call it an herb. It's a resin. One of the more common items used in Santa Muerte practice. And what Copal, it's just, this is one of her favorites. It's just reminiscent of the region she was spawned from, and people will use it for protection. It's kind of like an all-encompassing type of thing. You can use it for protection. You can use it for connection, spiritual connection. You can use it for, some people use it for dreams. Some people use it for divination. Some people use it just because they know that she likes it, you know? So it's just kind of one of her favorites. So another one is, it's kind of not as popular, but lavender. Lavender you use for, in her practices, for attraction. Think of the way lavender smells. I'm pretty sure most of you know the way lavender smells. And you can use it once again in a bath. You can use it in your candles. You can use it with a soap to bathe with. And its properties, its essence are to kind of soothe you, to maybe help you sleep, to bring nurturing and to bring love to you. And that's it. It's not used for anything dark, really. Not, at least not that I'm aware of. And it's mainly just used to calm, to be a little bit more serene, flirtation, that sort of thing. So that's lavender. And one of the last ones that I can show you is, of course, roses. I think we all know what roses are used for. She doesn't like these pink ones, by the way. The ones that I grow here, she doesn't like these, but could be different for you. So roses, attraction, love, sex. I mean, let's be honest. Think about Valentine's Day. And or if you just want to use them as a token of gratitude to put on her altar, she'll enjoy them just as much that way too. You know? So roses. Another flower she enjoys a lot are carnations. Carnations, if you can't find them, which, I mean, I believe they're seasonal. I don't know if they grow all year round. She likes white carnations on her altar as just kind of like a beautification to her altar. It's more of an appreciation type of thing from you to her. I'm not specific on the exact properties of carnations, but I have used them as a connection from me to her in the bath that I make to clean the statues. And the reason I put it in there is because I know for a fact she likes them. Do they for certain have any cleansing qualities? Not that I'm aware, but once again, you can Google that. So another one is chrysanthemums. Those are the flowers that you'll see in the Day of the Dead skulls. The ones with a bunch of little petals, very similar to a carnation, but they'll use them in a lot of the Day of the Dead ceremonies. She's very receptive to those as well. Why? Because they're from that region. Okay. Properties as far as those, well, they're associated with transition, with death, with the dead. Not that if you have them in your house, or not that if you have a representation of them that they will bring death or anything like that, but it's just kind of like a lighthearted memoir of those past. It's more of an appreciation or reverence in a way. So I just know that she likes them. I just know that she thinks they're pretty. I just know that she likes them on her altar. Another one is sunflowers. You wouldn't figure, but sunflowers are also local to this area. In my experience, I've seen her in dreams. I've seen her in visions where she has sunflowers all around her. And it might be just as simple as that she finds them pretty, you know? So that's another one. And, regular roses, obviously here she doesn't like pink ones, but regular roses. I'm sure that if you trial and error the whole thing, if you experiment with a flower that's local to your vicinity and put it on her altar, you'll be able to tell within a couple of days if she's receptive to it or not. You know, there's different trains of thought. There's different methods of thought in which indicate that if the flower wilts and dies really quickly, that she's sucking the energy from it and that she likes it. And then there's other people that think that if she lets the flower blossom and bloom and stay for a long time, that she liked it. So go with your gut instinct on that one. And that applies to anything that you put on her altar. If it disappears quickly, a good majority of people think that that's what she likes. So give me more of it. You know what I mean? And so if it just kind of stays there and it's stagnant, likely she doesn't like it. But it's different when it comes to live things. We're talking, inanimate objects for the most part. But when it comes to live plants and herbs and that sort of thing, my experience has been that if it wilts really quickly, that told me that she probably didn't like it. If it stays and it blossoms for a while, it tells me that she wants it to stay there longer. That's me. Okay, so that's my experience. Your experience might be different. Your experience might tell you the total opposite. All that matters at the end of the day is that you have a personal connection, that you receive those messages, and that you use your intuition, your gut intuition, in which she's telling you, to make the next call. Okay, so that's all the ones that I have for now. I just wanted to go over the more popular ones that most devotees will use. And once again, I want to reiterate one more time. If you don't have these locally, it's okay. Use what you have, okay? It's all about adaptation. You know, in these practices, it's all about your personal relationship with her. It's about how you go above and beyond to prove your dedication, and how in doing so, she'll, reciprocate, okay? So do not feel any kind of pressure to attain these things. If you can, great. You'll notice a kind of spiritual connection there. Yes, because these are very spiritual plants. But then again, all plants are spiritual. If you want to go outside and you see this really pretty flower, and you live, in Scotland or I don't know where, you see this really pretty flower and it reminds you of her, then by all means, bring it in and put it on her altar and see what happens. It's the thought that counts. She knows your heart. She knows what you're all about. So just kind of go with your gut. You know what I mean? So that's it for now. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you had a good new year.